Welcome back. We're exploring themes of marriage for our well-read segment this morning with best-selling author Chantel Guertin. Thank you for being back on the show today.
Thank you.
So, I'm super excited about these books. I was just telling you I've read all of at least a synopsis of all of these, and they seem very, very interesting to me. Let's go through the first one.
Okay, the first one's The Husbands. This is a debut novel. It is so well done. So the idea is that a husband comes down from the attic, and the main character is just like, I don't know you, but this is her life. But what she realizes is that if she can get him back up into the attic, then he's gone. But then a new husband comes down, and she's still in her same house, but things have changed, like her relationships with other people based on who she's married to. So you have to suspend your disbelief that this could happen. But that's the problem with this kind of book. You think, how is it going to wrap up? How will it end? Like, she has done it perfectly. It's so funny. It's so well done. It all hangs together, and it's just like a great, funny read.
I love a bit of magical realism where you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit, but it just makes it, like, all these scenarios that much more exciting, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it has a similar theme they'll talk about with Expiration Dates by Rebecca Searle. So this one, if she meets a guy, goes on a date, later she will find a slip of paper. It'll be on her nightstand, it'll be stuck to her shoe. There's always a piece of paper that appears, and it has a time on it, like 3 weeks, 6 months, and that is how long she will be with the person. So what's so interesting about this is that then she goes into that relationship knowing, like, okay, I'm only with this guy for 3 weeks. Like, what do you do in that case? And so there's a similarity with the husbands, because I think that if you know that you won't be with them, that you know there's an ending, or you can control an ending, it's a bit like this idea of online dating, where how much effort do you put in, because there might be always somebody who doesn't like have an annoying sniffle or something, right? That you're like, no, you're out. You just don't give people as much time. So I thought both of those had, like, when you said the mystical realism or whatever, and then that aspect.
Yeah, it really brings it back to that online dating and real life. Even though maybe these scenarios aren't the most realistic, it's still very much applicable to our lives, that online dating.
Yeah, exactly. And what does that say about our culture and things like that?
Many, many things. Well, I understand there is one that is a historical fiction.
Historical fiction. This is The Celestial Wife. This is a Canadian author, and this is based on a true story. It's set in the 60s in BC about a polygamous cult. So the main character is 15, and she is going to be married off. She has her sights set on one guy that she really does like, and she's hoping to be his wife, but she ends up having to be some very much older man's seventh wife. And so her parents are no longer really associated with the cult, so she then thinks, should I leave? And I think there's this idea, it's really interesting to read about a life like this, where you're vying to be the first of 7 wives to some man, but also that when she does leave, which isn't really giving anything away, you think, okay, you made it out, now you're in the real world, and she goes to concerts and things like that, but then there's still this pull back to that, because it's the life you knew, and you had friends and family there, and so it's a really interesting look, and really well written, and really a quick read.
That one's so fascinating to me. I love some historical fiction, so very, very interesting. We have 1 minute left. I want to get to this last title here.
Okay, this is Christina Lauren, which is a writing duo. This is their 30th novel. This is a great beach read. You know what you're going to get with that, a Christina Lauren book. The Paradise Problem, the premise, it's sort of this fake relationship is the trope. So she has married a guy in the past for his green card, but they were just totally just knew each other, no big deal, it was an arrangement, they were done. But then he comes back because there is something where he is not going to get the inheritance in his family. He can't prove that he's married to her for 5 years. So they've got to go to this wedding. It's fabulous, away on an island. So it's just a really fun read.
A great beach read, of course. We'll get all of your information up on our website, chch.com, as well as all of these lovely titles. We'll have more Morning Live for you coming up tomorrow.